Hey, my spiritually savage family. How we doing out there? Sending you nothing but love, blessings, and virtual hugs, okay? I'm just sitting here studying. Give you a look. I'm just studying my baby right beside me, as always. So, a thought came to my mind, right? As I sit here looking out the window, watching the rain, listening to the thundering and lightning, I can't help but to know and feel that I am just blessed. And we use that term loosely. People be like, "Oh, I was so blessed I got my Starbucks coffee," stuff like that. That's when I say we use it loosely, but I'm talking about in actuality. Because I should have been dead. I should have been dead, but I'm not, right? So every time I wake up on the right side of the dirt, I know I still got time. I still got something to do. I'm not finished yet. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking quietly to myself how grateful I am, how blessed I am. And then, of course, my mind flashed back to about 5 months ago, 6 months ago, and I was distraught, emotionally out of control. I'm talking about my cup was overflowing, and not in a good way, like blessings overflowing. No, my emotional cup runneth over to the point where I could not grasp. I couldn't. There was no clarity. I kept going around and around in circles in my emotions. And what that looks like is they did this, but why did they do that? And then you crying. But then you did this for them, and then they still did that, and then you crying. And then they said that, but you did this, and then they did that, and now you crying. You understand what I'm saying? So you going over in your head like, what's going on? You're like, carry in. What's happening? Right? And you feel so lost, you feel so isolated, you feel so alone, you feel like don't nobody understand you, you feel like there's no love in this world, but there is love in this world. You're just in a moment in time in your life where God has you isolated for a reason, okay? He does, for a reason. The shit tough. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't even front on you and be like, oh no. When you're having a spiritual awakening and when God has called you to do something, it is not going to be easy. It wasn't for Jesus. It wasn't for Moses. It wasn't for nobody in the Bible. Nobody. It wasn't easy. Because you're going to face opposition, which in this reality, it is principalities, okay? What looks like on this planet is systematic racism, oppression, classism, sexism, all the isms, really, okay? So that's what you're fighting. So as I sit here and I'm saying I'm grateful, I do have a memory, a very long one, and I am, you know, recognizing the role I played in it. But I'm also recognizing the fact that there are lessons to be learned in the most toughest struggles. And if you're like me and you're experiencing a rather very harsh hardship, like I had 10 people, so like really your whole family. And okay, let me put this side note out there. Although I bring it up, it's only because it's relevant to the conversation. I do not have no ill will or anything. Why? Because I was once asleep. So I was walking around just like my family members, not knowing, not understanding quite, you understand? Until God decided to wake me up. And with an awakening comes a lot of realizations that things aren't always as it seems, right? But nothing you're going through at this moment will be wasted. Nothing. I promise. Nothing will be wasted. Nothing. Every little teardrop, every little slight, every little nook and cranny, God is going to use it for you. But I was sitting here thinking, I'm blessed. But there were times when I didn't feel blessed. And when those times come, it's because you feel afflicted. You feel in pain. You're like, if God loves me, then why am I going through this? He's preparing you. He's preparing you for your future. Because what he has planned for you, you're not ready for at this moment. There's some lessons that you need to learn. There's some people that you need to get rid of because they're draining your energy. They mean you no good. And it's not intentional. Understand, there's a lot of people that will be around you that are still asleep. So they are running on old programming, so to speak. And when I say programming, I mean energies. The energies that are hitting the planet are a little bit different than what they were 20 years ago. The energies that are hitting the planet now no longer support that type of behavior. It no longer support lying, stealing, all that stuff. It doesn't support it anymore. This is the age of Aquarius. Everybody is awake. So even though you're going through a lot, understand that there are some people that are asleep, but there are a lot of people that are awake, and they are aware of who they are, and they may be in opposition of you. They may be. Even if they are your closest friend, even if they are your mate. Because again, remember, these are meat suits. These are meat suits. So what occupies that meat suit is a different being altogether, a different spirit with a different motivation. And sometimes the operating system isn't aware of what's going on, okay? I was aware when I was having black magic done on me, but I wasn't aware that it was black magic. I knew there was something wrong. I called it out every time when my body started going into pain, and I started losing my hair. I started having multiple accidents, not anything from my fault, like playing double dutch and my cousin kicked me in the back of the leg and literally severed my Achilles tendon, and I was in a cast for almost a year. I was in a hard cast, and then I had to go to the boot, so it lasted almost a year, right? Then I got burned meditating, of all things, meditating. I got second and third degree burns on my hand. This was all black magic, because as I was during that meditation, I know it was a powerful one, because I was envisioning myself walking through the fire and burning off the old me. Yeah, so I literally did that, and I'm okay with that because I love who I am now. I'm aware. I am so thankful. And so as I bring this video to a close, because I'm thankful. So I say all that to say to you, I went through all of that, and if you look at some of the videos and some of the old ones that I still have to post, you'll understand that I was in turmoil. In turmoil. It wasn't the people that was outside of me, even though they were possibly, I was about to say perhaps, and then possibly came out. So either perhaps or possibly the catalyst for the things that I've went through, meaning, use your own judgment. I've said it a lot. I don't need to rehash it. But now I'm grateful because I understand that they just played a part, just like I played a part in someone else's life when I wasn't fully awake, just like you were someone's lesson in someone else's life because you weren't fully awake. And they were. And so if they chose to walk away from you, it wasn't because they loved you any less. It's because they loved themselves a little more. That's it. They still love you. The love for you is the same. It is not going to change. And so now you're at that point in your journey where God is probably asking you or calling you to make a move. And you're scared. And I get it. I understand it completely. Trust me, I do. I do. I do. Especially if you're accustomed to being around your family and your friends. Especially if these are the only people that you've known your whole life. And God is asking you to pick up your bed and go. And you're like, what? Yeah, I felt that too. But it'll be okay. Because he wouldn't ask you to do something if he didn't already have a plan set. No matter what obstacles we may come across doing this, doing what he asks of us. And I'm still learning. I'm going to raise my hand because I'm still learning, okay? I'm still learning. I'm so still learning. Doesn't matter how old you are. You can be 5, you can be 93. It don't matter how old you are because we all have something to learn. Remember, life is a school. It is literally a school. And I was just watching the video, and I would give you her name, but she's up and coming, and I love her to death, and I don't want too many people saturating her. I know I am being very selfish in this moment. Yes, it is a human trait that I am going to honor right now, because she's freaking amazing. She's so amazing. And she's young, girl. She's a young girl, too. I can say she's young because I'm 45, so. But she just said that Earth is the place we come to after our previous life. That's what she said. Earth is it's our karma, it's our afterlife from our previous life. So this may get deep for a lot of people, or it may not be. I'm about to go a little deeper than the surface that I've been. So if you believe in reincarnation, and you believe in life paths, and you believe that you've been here before, understand, and this is her quoting, so I'm paraphrasing what she said. Basically, this is a place where we come from our previous life, right? And our shadow side, which is, if you're clicked onto this channel, that's what you're dealing with, honey, because I dealt with it. And that's pretty much, I feel like, healing, discussing, nurturing, but it's all about shadow work and black magic, because it was done and I didn't even know it existed, even though I've heard it throughout my life, in whispers. And when you a young girl and your mama told you to go play in the back with the children, but you want to sneak down the hallway to see what the grown-ups do. Yeah, that was me, child. That was me. And you would hear it whispered, but I never paid it any attention. But if you've clicked onto this channel, then you're into some heavy, heavy, heavy emotional trauma. And you don't see a way out, or you seeing a way out. If you don't see a way out, there is a way out, first let me tell you. But the fact that you don't see it sends you into a panic, which sends you into fear, which sends your body into chaos. Your body is in chaos because your mind and your heart are not coinciding. They are not living side by side. They are just trying to do their own thing, darling. Your mind wants to do one thing and your heart's trying to do another. So which one are you going to listen to? Your mind is telling you there's no way out, but your heart is like, keep on going, darling. You got this. Keep on going, man. You got this. Yeah, it's telling you that. You got to listen to your heart. Even though your mind is trying to confuse you, like, okay, so if you got this, how you going to do it? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no family. You ain't got no man. You ain't got no girl. You ain't got nothing. The cat don't even want to talk to you. But my cat like me. My cat wants to talk to me. But I'm just saying, you get my point? I've had those moments, so that's why I can say those things. But then somehow something happens. Someone calls, someone reaches out, you get a knock on the door, you get an envelope in the mail. And it may not always be that way, because if you're like me and you're constantly giving, then you had a problem receiving. So during this lifelong lesson, I had to learn how to receive and ask for help. It took a lot out of me. It did, because I'm not accustomed to doing it. So let's just say possibly that this planet is your karma, the shadow work from your previous life. So whatever you were in your previous life that you did not learn, what you're dealing with at this very moment and dealing with now, is part of your life's path. It's something you didn't complete in your previous life cycle. This is a time when you can't see an outlet or a way out. Is that you start relying on your heart, which is your intuition, which is God talking to you. He talks to us, but we have been so blinded and trained so very well, I might add, to ignore our own body, to ignore our own intuition, and to go with what our mind says. But your mind has literally been infiltrated. It's been infiltrated. You've been indoctrinated into what the upper echelon would like you to be, which is a work mule, a workhorse. We are really living in modern time slavery. You get up 9 to 5, you go to work. I don't care what shift you got, whether it's the morning, afternoon, or graveyard shift. You still get up, punch somebody's clock, live for the weekend, which is only 2 days, and then you go back to working like another slave. That's not what God intended for us. And I'm giving you this message only because that's what I am finding out, and I am learning, and I am understanding God's purpose for my life. And it wasn't to make someone else rich. That I'll keep that part out. I won't say that part. I won't say that part. So, yeah. You're okay. You got this. I know it's not easy. But if you're alone at this very moment, even if you're with people but you still feel alone, understand you're not alone. There are people and spirits and God all around you. We may not be in close proximity to you. I'm talking about the people, but the spirits are. You got people looking out for you, darling. You're not by yourself. Your ancestors are looking out for you. And top God is looking out for you. He's the top. Yeah, we have ancestral help. But nothing goes down without God saying so. So, you know, you got this though. You got this. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Get through it the best way you know how. And I know you're in the middle of trying to change your life and change the trajectory of your life and become better and become your highest self and let go of your toxic energies and let go of things that no longer serve you. I know that. I know that. I know it. But as we are on that journey, we do realize, because we have to tell the truth to ourselves first. And that's where I always begin. And so my truth is I still deal with toxicity in my life. I do. Every habit ain't broken. No, it's not. But the moment you recognize that it is a habit, then you can work towards getting rid of it. No matter if it's smoking cigarettes, to drinking too much, to having sex too much, to shopping too much, to smoking too much weed, whatever it is a vice. It's a vice. Binging on Netflix, playing video games all day, all night, it's still a vice. Because God, that's us wasting away. Yeah. We got work to do. You got work to do too. So do what I do. I cry. I go running. I dance. I play music. I sing. Anything to release those emotions, whether they're happy, sad, mad, or glad, it don't matter. It don't matter. Whatever they may be, I release them. And yeah, when I'm going through it, for the most part, I'm able to do it myself, but I'm human too. And I desire encouragement. And at times I need it, especially if I feel depleted. I need it. There are times when we will feel that way. There are times when you will feel that way. And it's no judgment. Don't beat yourself up about it. You're not Superman. Can't do it by yourself. We all need each other. When I first started this channel, I did not want to do it. I didn't want to do it because in my head, I was like, okay, I need everything to be too cute. You know, I'm a cute girl, cute woman. I like cute stuff. I like glitz and glam and sparkle. I like all that stuff. I wanted my lighting to be right. I wanted my backdrop to be right. I wanted all that stuff. But I kept being disobedient. And then I got screamed at by God. I did. Because I was being hard-headed. I wasn't being, I kept getting the nudge to do it. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, do it anyway. It don't matter if you don't feel like you got everything, do it anyway. It don't matter if you're not in your own place, do it anyway. Don't matter if you stay at your sister's house, do it anyway. Don't matter if you don't have a job, do it anyway. It don't matter. All that stuff kept trying to interfere, and it kept making me stagnant, making me procrastinate. Until it was like, listen, if you don't do what I ask you to do, I'm going to send another lesson around, and it's going to be a little harder. And so I had to get in the gear. And I realized why, because there are people out there that are experiencing what I am going through at this very moment, exactly at this moment, and they don't understand what's going on. They're confused just as I was. I'm not confused anymore. Now I just want to know the whys. I'm not confused anymore. I have clarity. Things have been illuminated. But now I want to know the whys. I want to know the little intricacies. I'm nosy. But more so because I like puzzles and I like putting things together. And although I have clarity on a few things, there's still a few missing pieces that I desire the answers to, okay? So no matter where you're at in this journey, darling, there is a bright side. I can sit here and smile to you today, and I'm posting it the same day that I'm recording it. If I can look at you and smile, I'm looking you dead in your eyes. I like looking out the window. It's a lot going on out here. I got birds and stuff. Get a lot of little visitors. Don't we, lucky but I forgot my train of thought. But anywho, it gets very deep. It gets very deep. And as I continue to heal myself from the inside out and to change my life from the inside out, because that's where it begins. It begins from the inside. Health is my wealth. It really is. Health is my wealth. It is. It's yours too. It's ours. It's the collective's. Health is the key to wealth. Yeah, it is. All right, my beautifuls, my beautiful lovelies. Peace, love, light, Mozel tov, Namaste, Ashe. Love you guys. It gets better for us. It gets better. I have hope. And as long as we have a mustard seed of hope, baby, we got all we need. I don't care what it look like on the inside, on the outside. I don't care. House could be burning down at our feet, God forbid. But if we got a little mustard seed hope, that mustard seed can turn into a whole lot of stuff. I was trying to think of a word to say because I was thinking in my head, I kept seeing all this land, but I was trying to figure out a word for the land that I was seeing. And in my head, I'm thinking vast land, but there was like, okay, grassland? I don't know. Okay. Anywho, love you guys. Sending hope your way just in case, today was a day that you felt depleted. I had that day yesterday. And I hadn't talked to my homegirl in a long time, and I wound up calling. And just out of her kindness and generosity, just made me cry because I'm surrounded by folks that get it, but I know they don't get it. You understand? They don't get it. I get it. They don't get it. And it's okay. Because I can't force my awakening on people around me. And I want to because I want them to move mentally. I do. I want them to see reality, but it may not be their time, and I'm okay with that now. But I was fighting, so if you've clicked onto this video, then you must be in the middle of fighting people, trying to get them to see where you're coming from, trying to get them to understand, trying to get them to just see the light, to see things for the truth and the reality. And baby, if that is what you're doing, your efforts are futile. What's that in Star Wars or whichever one it is? All y'all Trekkies and all that, or Star Trek. Don't quote me on. I don't know which one it was, but I know it was one when it was like the resistance is futile. You're not going to be able to do it. It's not your time. You didn't even do it yourself. God did it for you. So how you think us little peons is going to do it? I'm telling you a lesson I just learned. Okay. So be grateful if you clicked on this letter within a year, because you're already ahead of the game. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to keep crying. You're going to keep hurting yourself trying to help. It's not their time. It will be their time when you've finished doing what your assignment is with yourself, which is healing yourself. You can't heal them without healing yourself. You're trying to drag people along your healing process. The load is too heavy, darling. You got to drop something. So you're either going to drop yourself or you're going to drop the heavy load. You got to drop the excess weight. And I don't mean that physically, and in some cases it may have to be that way, but I mean that emotionally. Put the armor of God around your heart. Put it around your mind. You got to protect it and protect your body. You got to protect it. Your health is your wealth. That means your health, your heart is a part of your wealth. Your mind is a part of your health. The food that you eat is a part of your health. It's all a part of your wealth. You got to. And I kept saying health for a reason, even though I was supposed to be saying it's a part of your wealth. So somebody needed to hear health like 500 times. It's health, honey, health, honey, health, honey, health, honey. You know you need to make that change. Go ahead and do it. Just do it. Whatever you've been contemplating, whatever you've been thinking about, do it. Gluten-free, do it. Veganism, do it. Pescatarian, that's a great start. Keep going. Come on, we got this. I said bye 1,000,000 times already, so Ashe. Love you guys. All right? If no one told you today, if no one on this planet, out of how many billions of people on this planet, walked up to you and said, I loved you, or text you, or called you and said, let me tell you, I love you. You are awesome. You fire as hell. You got this. You strong. You are a warrior. You was built for this shit. You are DNA coded for this crap. Yeah, you. No, not your neighbor. You.